Yes.
Sorry, we can't unplug it.
You can.
Yes, yeah. Okay, we are back again. Well, it looks like people are rising perhaps. So we're about to have the second half of the show, starting with a special guest poet, Anastasia, who will read two pieces for us. Thank you. I just gave it away. Followed by about a few songs from Jenkins-Stocker-Aiken, and then Rosie Bogumil, whose surname I can't directly desire. How do I say it? How do I say it?
Bogumil.
Bogumil, there you go.
Rosie B.
Bogumil's not hard, I just never learned. Never tried. There you go. Rosie Bogumil is going to read as well, but first we have Anastasia, then Jenkins-Stocker-Aiken and Rosie, and then maybe some more stuff that we might turn you off and just have the last part that has to do. Anyway, so I'll start again now. Anastasia, please.
Okay. So I'm going to read just some recent stuff. I think I wrote this on Monday at 6:51 p.m. My app tells me. So, pull up to the edge of this day's concrete and smoke it. Tear it, tire it out into two straight lines of chevron on the shoulder. Enter the lover, watch the point of entry. The lover enters when the movement stops, with everyone agape at their stations, the press still clamping onto nothing new. In silence, the lover picks up an untreated fragment and takes it to his eye like a saw blade cutting, to test its strength or his. And when it stops, we are already clapping. Something comes out from between the wheels and breathes in loud enough for us to hear. Our hands move on the lover 55 times faster. We are migrating plastic limbs at a fantastic rate, really fantastic. By next month, we'll be winning delivered time, shock returning, not unlike the life you asked for as a child undercover, posing as foreman to the day's assembly. When your aunt lifts the curtains, you'll be winning. And no one else was hiding, but you stood like table legs against the wall, not breathing, waiting to be found out by the dusted edge. Enter the lover in the final sweepstakes. Give all these nothings hell across the floor. You betcha each team member is a lover. Falling behind, let's hold our arms up all at once and catch them. Okay, don't look now, they're jumping off, so jump into a new day. Hang in there, pity. The only thing worse than Wednesday is realizing that it's Monday and the lover is sitting at the entry with a briefcase, fingering earrings through prorated hands. That was fun. We managed to pass the field where she lay briefly, not stopping much except to kill a language we had found, beside the road grasping for consonants in red. We had a mapping which had measured zit limit. Do you think she'll be breathing? You asked me as if air was still a fact between us and not poultice. The night poured in through our ears and took womb, because it was warm, because we were there. Why did we think that she'd remember us? Inside the smell of gas, we took our arms into a circle and raised the wheel flaming to the sun, or where it should have been. If your fingertips taste like earth again, it means you have been eating in your sleep. Out in the garden on your hands and knees, crushing out cucumbers to pulp. Do you think she'll get up today? You asked me with a knife between your teeth. You were a pirate and you had cut an orange, and I swear the smell was making summer in my throat. I didn't have an answer, not forever, but you were sick of it. You picked up a segment and threw it like a sickle on her sleeping head. I'm going to do one more because so this one's called The News, and it's about the news. Reports arrived that we were maybe taken by petrol pulling seeds inside the evening slot. A nozzle enters us like prices for the shock, and I would pay 10 cubits of a silver static, the screens behind which the thin beads wave with promise of a babe inside a basket. Case in point, the index by which we had tasted the weight of blood and moved uncleanly into the stockpiles of another line. Where it's 3:30, now here's time for listening. Each tooth we lost to an unbitten fruit. The plastic that we gathered in the road to make pamphlet. So when the rain tonight we promised we'd be ready to watch it soak through our clear skins. I couldn't stand behind us for so long. The sign I made seems like a child down that's asking for one more hour of time. They'll take the cardboard, cut it into pieces, arrange it into film, into a river every man can swim in. This isn't time to be a bated breath. The readings we are given are stock standard metallic horses with small-handed roars, tin mouths of soldiers who I wouldn't know from my own fingers. Where it lingers, the running ribbon makes a pirouette and sets its mouth into a grimace. A triumph announced for another day. Thank you.
By the way, that computer's broadcasting, so if you don't want your voice to be heard further away.
You need to move in or go out. Yeah.
I'll move in.
Yeah.
Yes, right. You can bring your own. Better if you'd rather not be in the polls, we'd often see.
Oh no, thanks. I love it. No, that's great. Thanks very much. Yeah. But shall I tell somebody? Is anybody else? They can go and sit up there. If anybody else wants to come in, they can sit up the back.
As long as they're past that archway.
I'll pass the archway. One person. Yeah.
Hallway.
Right. So if somebody else lingers around, I'll tell them. Yeah,
And then
go on.
also how that back door.
Yeah, great. No, good on you because it's creepy.
We want to make sure that we are.
Absolutely.
I might just actually say thank you to everyone who's here for having respected the restrictions we're under.
Yeah.
Personally, it's really important to do that for public health.
Yeah.
And I also think that live entertainment is really good for public health as well. And with that, that's all that. That's why I'm actually yeah, I think that too. Cool. Great minds think like
Cowering on corners, embracing chaos. Stuck in my belly, running to 2000. And walking all the way I conquered. And walking all the way I conquered. Rotting in boxes, screaming backwards, sobbing tears of love, sobbing tears of love, sobbing tears of love, sobbing.
Doesn't sound for everyone here in terms of the mixture of instruments.
Okay.
What are we playing? I was playing the tuning song. I don't know. Gavin's tuning right now, so we're doing something. Chorus sound big. It's a chorus. That song does not repeat itself at all. Where's the chorus? Well, but why you find chorus? That's hard to do. Which beats the chorus? No, that's the bridge.
Come on, let's play something.
Alright,
It's entertaining.
let's do off. I'll do off. That's progress, this song. Vote, is this too loud?
All things that is sound. I've always been down to myself. I don't wanna all things up again, yeah. Love again. Love again. So pack your tears in the yellow box. Pack your wet and your rain. Pack your shoes in your loneliness. Step it up again, yeah. Now again. Yes, I feel yes, I wasn't real. That's the way you ask my love out doesn't make no sense. No flowers in my way, 'cause I'm up again, yeah. Up again. Yes, I'm up again. Wandering hard, wandering again. Wandering hard, wandering
It's too loud. It's shocking. It sounds good out there. I held it back. Yeah, look, it's fucking wild city out there.
All for you, Roberta.
Sorry?
We're doing the sound all for you.
Yeah, fantastic. The louder the better.
There you go. Just said shout more. Alright, so on. We're in charge of the set. It's not funny here. Alright, yet more. Too long. Gets a car. On the flying hot, sleep sweetness. In the shop and watching Jessica, all of them more stars, and my laundry. One, yeah, one, and I'm laundry. Yeah, one. Yeah, more than I want to be. I can write once in the sea. I long to be. Oh, come on, to be. And I long to be.
Oh, take me to a rock and away you go. Oh, take me to a rock and away. Oh, take me to a rock and away you go. Oh, take me to a rock and away.
Confused, I don't know what I meant to say. Alright. Oh, really?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was first song. What are we doing next? Apart from cover of Josh Davis for everybody covers that one. Extended version. That album from here at Vienna. Well, so they dropped off back in the truck. That was cheating. Just play. What could we play with that? Oh, I know. That's like I played the wrong note. I only played 2 notes. I'm not a little song. All you could ever want. But all you are hoping is getting someone. So maybe 2 more songs? Rosie again? Oh, yeah, I'm going to turn it down. That's still 2 hours. Tell me you love. heart. Keep on, up and down, it's hard. It's not one other, it's not me. It's man, it's man, it's Christ. Intimidate, increase that. Remember this, oh, don't forget. Intimidate, it's right. Never forget, when you come back, keep that. Never forget, till the death, keep that. Remember this, remember this. I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. But I'm not the only one. Hey? Yeah, same. Even though I don't know how to put my guitar tune. Are we doing one more? Or is that it? No, that's yeah. Split. Oh, I know I can think about this, but maybe we should just take it back. You're off! If anybody wants to run to the bathroom or now's the moment. Oh,
How you doing?
How you going? Good. Fantastic. This is like therapy. First of all, somebody else is doing all the work, which is great.
Yeah.
And then the music is like, really good way to release.
I don't know what happened. Actually, adapted the way I play two songs. There's one of my strings. I don't know, they've been bumped or something, but it was totally.
Oh, there? I couldn't see it.
It was the D string, so I just played one song differently, just around it, playing different notes. And, and then when I tried to retune the tune, I was like, so I must have got seriously bumped.
Okay, but it sounded. Was it an effect you were looking for? Were you looking for that effect?
No. It sounded.
We're actually not a screensaver.
Actually,
Nor is my headless, legless body in a dress, which could be saying something.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Well, anyway, in a moment, we will have Rosie Bogumil reading her second set for us. I'm going to keep getting close to the computer, even though actually all it does is give you more of my torso.
still butchered it. Say Rosie B, Michael. Then you can't butcher it.
It's not the normal way.
not the warmest. But
Oh yeah, that's right. No, I love the cold, so it's not. Yeah.
You can do it on your phone, right? Film. That's really nice.
You need a notebook, probably.
I'm in this.
Waiting. Am I waiting?
No, you.
No, you can start. You don't have to wait, actually.
Oh, well, that's it.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's all
We've
right.
always had to
So,
walk through again now. Keep going now.
do it.
Yeah.
So, you heard some of my story, and now we're going to hear some more. Hooray! I'm sure that's what you all want to hear on your So, most of the videos I actually haven't read before, so I apologize for the notebook. I will give you the screensaver. So yeah, here is another part of my story, I guess. Most also don't have titles,
Nah.
because it's too hard. Okay, here we go. Story time part 2. My brother taught me how to box behind the garden shed. Beneath the stars, proper stars, and the sky so clear I could count the constellations. I miss seeing that myriad map of myth and legend. I expected to find myself when I moved across Australia, but I feel so lost with the Milky Way missing. There must be something special about starlight, whispered beneath the stars. He said, the moon will store our secrets. I cried, existing is too hard. It got me into a lot of trouble, learning to fight back. It got me that detention, Elle, do you remember? You and Kay mocked me for days. Every time I tried at suicide, I made sure to see the stars. They stopped me from succeeding. After that, Dad took down the box of power. After finally standing up for myself, all people could picture was my punch. It failed to puncture rumor since I never struck her with my fist, but branded an open palm across her thigh that bore witness to too many of her crimes, to too many of my own bruises, collected like yellow photographs and then ordered out of sight. After that, my own wounds were left unspoken. That's all we said, the box behind the garden shed. I'm trying to figure out what to do next. This one does have a title. Incredible. I'll put on my West Aussie accent for it to be authentic. 28 degrees south and 114 east. Home is a collection of chipped marks, crafted from that thick, old school porcelain, finger painted in art class kindergarten, tucked away in a drawer of rumination or else hidden inside the desk as an installation. With festering tannin stains used to read our fate, we buy our tea pre-bagged, and no, it's not bushels. So we have learned instead to read our fate in the concentric circles which decorate ramshackle roadside furnishings, content with our concomitant crusade against waste until the day we part ways and fists are thrown. Remember who does own this table? The top lacquered with layers of our favourite single origin. Home is the tick marks on poorly painted skirting, marks which measure the years in lines that slowly fade down to our line of sight as we grow towards the ceiling but stop reaching to the stars. What we have are the ones that glow in the dark, and even those pathetic excuses are peeling from the ceiling. Home tastes like salt carried in on the sea breeze, like sour straps from the public pool canteen, like fish and chip Fridays beside the water. Snagged, snuggled between two slices of day-old bread with no onion stains. But yet another barefoot bunny tree. Like the travesty of charging the smell of vinegar or kiss and washed shoulders whipped by stingers when we went swimming, even though we were warned against anything. Home is known for its scoliotic trees, symbols for something. They suffer in a ceaseless wind until their bones bend all out of shape. Their spines surrender under the weight of the world. Imagine they are borders on my home, it's also heartbreak. It hurts. Something as simple as a latitude or a longitude 28 degrees south and 114 east, or a certain speed to the early sea breeze, or a single kind of tree to pine, are all reminders of things I would rather not remember. What our tabletop failed to predict was this: fate is cruel, and that she always sends us home. That was a bit too upbeat, so I'm turning back to the regular dark shit now. We need to know some Latin and also some Shakespeare. So this one is called Tableau Vivant. Sadness has a certain scent to it, invisible to the ignorant. If it could be canned, the label would be an act of self-denial, pronouncing the contents only as hurt or lonely or heartbroken. I am no artist, I choose to work with words over oils, but allow me to paint you a picture. Dirty dish castles topple, beer bottles and bowls, chipped and weary victims which lie forgotten wearing last month's pasta, overflowing ashtrays, sprinkled flakes on dirty sheets soaked with body musk with blood from sharpened sins, soft carrots, soggy cheese, stale everything and someone else's happiness, waft from the broken fridge to the catatonic body in the bedroom, waiting to be spoon-fed the next dose of emotional regression. 1 capsule twice daily, 3 in the morning, 2 tablets as needed. Losing yourself is found in bottles far too small for alcohol, high risk weekly pickup. Closest thing to toothpaste is those tablets. They stick to the sides of the throat like the kind of flag used by kindergartners to immortalize the latest craft project, or poorly repair the tears in the only family photograph where you smiled, a picture which tastes like salt from the tears which course and report along, of Lamina Papyritia. Imagine, divine being designed to rude bone to prevent humans drowning in their own tears. Can you smell it yet? By the pricking of my thumbs. Maladaptive manifestation of this demolition disorder has always been our conceit. A lack of hope left idle at the bottom of Pandora's box. A prophecy is revealed on its underside surface, shimmering like Dad's collection of abalone shells, beautiful despite their lack of pearls, or so he says, since he meant beautiful to eat, not beautiful to look trajectory of a figure followed by black tights that descends dismally against the background of broken trees. Watch as she maintains routine even while family disturbs strict meals, swallowing slim lies like truths. Deception is an art which deserves the Archibald Prize. The category of tomorrow, a constructed core picture that, like a fable, carries resounding moral. Something wicked this way. Okay. I don't know which one to do them, but I have 2 more.
Backwards.
Backwards. Okay, let's do them backwards. Some I haven't performed ever. An extra trigger warning on it, just in case you didn't pick up on it already.
We've seen it all.
Are you sure? Only gets a bit darker, sorry. With a backing track of panic attacks, the most pitiful playlist, I swallow supposed death, wash back with a bottle of vodka. I soon fall asleep to serenading waves on the beach, and sand between my toes, and strangely beneath the stars, I feel left alone, even though they represent only minutes. Dying feels like going home. Then waking in intensive care, waking into horror, writhing in restraints while watched by 2 cops with my rights stripped away. Every time I wake, I see her face. Then startled to being at the hiss of Velcro loosening, I throw my fist toward my face. Will the accustomed to accumulating a pathetic palette of bruises, purple, then green, then grey. By then they flood my veins with their antithesis for pain, a syringe filled with sleep, a dose of compliance. It wasn't meant to hurt like this. Next time I claw my way back to consciousness, there are 3 cops, no 4, watching closely on the tips of their regulation boots on the edge of their rigid red feet. Ready with their handcuffs, ready for when I run, ready to wrap arms around my waist and my wrists. It will take 5 sets of hands to hold me down this time. They say I am hurting them, but surely I am hurting more, since I am the one who keeps waking into the same fucking nightmare. Numero lost is about lasagna. Hunger is a precipice over which I teeter, and through self-control I either triumph or I wither. Skeletal gaze that once met my eyes is now nothing but a shadow. This body, my skies. There's nothing here for me but failure, no gap between my thighs, no light to start my day, but at least we've dropped a size. I start with salad to blanket the lies. People exclaim, "Wow, you're so healthy!" While inside I scream, "For fuck's sake, just help me!" Wincing as the doctor calls Rosie and Chelsea, as if using that name should guarantee that the truth will fall from my lips, please. You refuse to hear, but don't you see? I'm the girl of skin and bones who I can't help but see as fat. Your praise only reminds me of all that I lack. To disguise the fact I'm having a panic attack, I pretend I'm having a heart attack. Lasagna is not a lunch food. Deep breath now. That's the way. And it's okay, just have only coffee today, but be sure to hide that tremor, no, don't let them see. It's still an anomaly in this society. Kind of creature craves calories but can't bear to face eating. I'll end up berating and beating from all this senseless cheating. Find myself desperately seeking, then be left bleeding and eventually weeping from the punishment only I deserve. And for what? Wanting curves? Though the ribs which once protruded are now withheld beneath my flesh. I can't bear to accept the mess and the amount of space I occupy now. There's no rest for the wicked, and she never does shut up. All I want is to feel blank, think nothing, and numb out to the still against the shock from my decade of pain. Only at my most drunk do I feel my most sane. But I shouldn't drink on an empty stomach.
Thank you so much, Rosie. That was
Was.
awesome. Thank you to everyone who's listening tonight. Thank you to everyone in the shop who has respected the COVID restrictions, which I view are appropriate given public health risk. Thank you for believing in public health, despite our governments being incompetent. Despite them, I do think public health is important. I don't normally talk it down, I'm not going to talk for long, but I just want to say thank you again, Rosie. Thank you to Gavin Stocker, thank you to Anastasia, and thank you, Gareth Jenkins, who I very rarely came, because you're always here, but thank you for always being here and doing so much. And thank you to Clementine Fine, who's behind the camera somewhere at the moment, but we'll put the wheels on tonight. If anyone else is interested to read here or play music, please get in touch. Look us up, it's not that hard, just go to the website and it's crap. But find us elsewhere and it'll be fine, we'll come in. We're going to keep going, but you are all going to bed. Everyone online, unless you come in. Anyway, thank you all.